Hi, I'm Brian from Northwest Bronco. Welcome back to the channel. SUMA Performance was kind enough to reach out to me and see if they wanted to send me a set of their mirrors, and that's going to be the convex blind spot mirrors for the Ford Bronco. Now, if you have a Gen 6 Bronco, you do know that there is some blind spots in the side mirrors, and hopefully these mirrors will solve the problem. So what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to hop in the Bronco. I'm going to show you the blind spots that are on the passenger and driver side mirrors. Then we're going to come back to the garage here, open up this box and see what we get, and then we're going to go ahead and install them. After we install them, we're going to go back out on the road and see if these mirrors indeed solves the blind spot problem. Now, supposedly these mirrors replace your OEM mirrors, and supposedly they're just a drop-in installation, but we're going to put that to the test today. Now, these mirrors are coated in an anti-glare, and so they're a little bit darker than OEM, and they come in either gray or blue color. Now, between the blue and the gray option, I went ahead and chose the gray option because everything on my Bronco practically is black or gray. And so I chose gray, and then with the defroster in the BLIS hookup. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to the Bronco, take a look at the blind spots, and then we'll come back and install the mirrors. All right, so there's a view basically from me looking at the driver's side. You can see it even if I go down or up a little bit, it really is kind of hard to see what's going on over there. And the passenger side is actually not that bad. All right, let's go back to the garage and get these mirrors installed and see if we have an improvement. And these would be the mirrors. And you can definitely see these mirrors have a little bit of a darker tint to them. So let's go ahead and get these installed. All right, I did watch a video on how to do this, and supposedly you pop your mirror up, and then you pop it out. Got it. Brutal. And from there, you disconnect your, I'm assuming these are the defroster wires, and then the BLIS sensor. Then you're going to use a little jeweler screwdriver just to kind of get this BLIS plug out. There we go. Now this is kind of clever that they did this. They put a little extension on here that this will plug into, so it's not so friggin' tight. Trying to, like you saw me trying to get the factory one off, it's just no room to work, which is why it's hard to show on video. But they put a nice little extension on here. All right, we got both of the defroster wires on. Now let's see if it pops into place like it's supposed to. Yep. So it goes on a lot easier than it comes off, and it does have the SUMA Performance logo right here, and then your BLIS sensor right there. So let's go do the passenger side. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Nice work with that extension wire. Somebody was thinking. All right, now that we have the mirrors installed, I'm going to go ahead and test them, make sure everything works, and then we're going to go out and see if we have an improvement. All right, before we go out, we're just going to test these bad boys, make sure everything, all the adjustments are working, and oh God, you do see a lot more. Yes, you see a lot more up, down, and side to side. Now let's go ahead and adjust the passenger side. It's nice because now I can see my tires sticking out, so I can see where my tires are without having to turn my mirrors down. It's just such a wide field of view that I can see where everything is on the side, including the tires, which I really like. All right, so you can see here, you see a hell of a lot more. You can even see the other lanes going the other direction. So, and you can see the tire on the Bronco right there, which I couldn't see hardly before. So major improvement. Over there on the passenger side, it was never that bad to begin with, but there definitely is a wider field of view, and especially I can see the tire that I could barely see before a lot better. So massive improvement with these mirrors. You know, the blind spots on this Bronco have always been a problem, and these mirrors completely and totally not only solved it, but actually made things way better, because now I can see where my tires are, which I love that aspect of them. So let's go ahead and head back to the garage, and I'll give you my final thoughts on these mirrors. So when I was going back and forth from the gentleman from SUMA Performance, and he was saying that this is going to be one of the best mods for your Bronco, and I was like, yeah, okay, we'll see about that, because I have a lot of cool stuff on this Bronco. But since I've got these installed, as soon as I hit the road and was actually adjusting the mirrors, I was looking back and forth going, yeah, he's right. This is really, really a good thing to add to your Bronco. No doubt about it. And I do have a desert trip planned next week, so I'm going to go ahead and film a 2-night trip out there if the weather holds up. And I'm going to show you guys some cool things out in the desert. So hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, please give it a like, maybe subscribe, more Bronco content. See you next time.